All right, everybody, welcome back. And here is, I think, the second installment to the Mulberry kuksa. Of course, I always want to stop and I want to thank everyone who has subscribed, and also to thank any new subscribers and to any followers on Instagram. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Appreciate everyone's kind words that they have given me over this time through social networking, social media. It's been a great time. So today we're going to do some work. Do some work here. Sorry, on hollowing out the bowl of this kuksa. This mulberry is pretty dry, so I'm probably going to have a difficult time scooping this out, and I'm going to use the Nick Westerman Tuka cam. I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to damage that blade on this dry stuff. So you see how rough the tool marks are from the ads. So we're going to try to clean those up the best I can. And that's basically going to be this video. I wanted to zoom out a little bit so you could see some more of the shave horse that I have, and just kind of how I operate it and how I use it. So we're just going to get started. There is going to be something I plan on doing with this kuksa, and that is using my bandsaw once I set it up to actually cut this out completely. I'm not going to use the axe to chop this away. This stuff is pretty dry now, and just to save my elbow and wear and tear on my body, I'm going to cut this out. It makes better sense that way, to do it that way, as opposed to trying to use an axe and chop through it and dull my blades really easily. So we're going to do that eventually. That'll probably be the next step. And I think it'll add some different element to the work I do. And I'm kind of learning to be smart about things that with a passion, I really love to do everything by hand, but at times, you have to use your smarts. It's not ideal all the time, especially when it comes to very dry wood. So just to let you guys know, we'll see how that turns out. So now we're just going to get started here. I'm going to try my best to do this here. I think it's going to be a little difficult because this is so thick here, so wide. So we got here some bark. I think this is kind of getting in the way here a little bit. It's all part of the process here. Just got to get rid of this stuff. Alright, so let's just jam this thing in here. Let's see if we can clamp it and secure it down. It's a little, yeah, it's going to be a little tight, a little off-center. Just want to see how much pressure I can put on this thing. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to get started. And this is going to be really slow work. It's probably going to take me forever to get this done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go as deep as I want to on this thing. It's not too bad. Except when that happens. Probably need to flatten this thing out a little bit more. Right, you know what? Let me pause this really quick, guys. Sorry. I'm going to Just flatten this out. There's some bark on here. I'm going to remove that and see if that helps with stabilizing this on the shave horse. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I want to show you something really quick. Remember I put a new handle on this hatchet here some time ago. It's wobbly. So obviously I didn't do it right. That'll be something else I work on is making some better handles for my tools. Got to start somewhere. Alright, so I think I kind of flattened it a little bit. Again, if you're using a shave horse, I think this is a little bit too wide for what this is designed for. This is really more designed for thinner pieces. So, but again, going to make do with what we have. If I had an actual workbench, I would clamp this thing down. Actually, I probably could clamp this down. Well, let me try to get through this here, and if I'm still having some problems, then I'll probably have to clamp it down, which I'm suspecting I am going to have problems. I feel it. Let's see how this works. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. This is going to be a pretty big kuksa. Yeah, that's cutting pretty good considering this is dry. I was a little worried about that. Be right back. I'm not going to pause it. Let me get this clamp here, this wood clamp, and we're going to clamp this thing down. Try to do this as quick as possible. So I'm going to pretty much use my shave horse as a workbench. Let me make sure you guys can see. That'll probably work a little better in this case. Might be able to see a little bit better of what I'm doing. See if this helps. Hopefully you can see a little bit better. Trying the best I can. One-man army over here. All right, so just see. Yeah, I think you guys can see here. All right, so we got this thing clamped down. That's a lot better. A lot easier to manage. It's probably not going to go anywhere. It shouldn't. And now, really, it's just a matter of just scooping this thing out. Remember, guys, this wood is really dry. So just gotta take your time. Probably going to have to touch up this Tuca can a bunch of times. So smooth though. I'm going to try to show some of the techniques that I use. And if I had more tools, I would use them. I don't really have a good gouge set at all. If I did, I would try to use it. It's something that, you know, I'll need to think about getting at some point. definitely will help in some projects. And so that's really all we're going to do. I'm going to continue doing this, and when there's more done or get into something a little bit more interesting, I'll be right back, all right? So just stay tuned. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. So did a little bit more work on here. I'll show you a close-up in a little bit. But right now I'm just going to use this, I don't know, this gouge. It's the best. It's really the only gouge I have, so I'm just trying to make the best of a bad situation. The Tuga cam is working, but I figure I'd give that a little break and try to, exude a little bit more force going down. I did kind of sharpen this, so I'm just going to show you just how I'm using this thing. It's not bent or anything. It's pretty much a straight gouge, so I just have to kind of go around the bowl of the kuksa a little bit. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I got to kind of get in a little bit of funky positions. And we're just moving little shavings. That's all we're doing. This isn't, going to remove chunks of material. That's kind of what the adze is for. And again, if I had a better adze, so I'm making excuses here, I could have went a little bit further with the adze, got a little closer to the edge, but now we're using the kind of more of like the refining tools, I guess. So it's actually working a little bit better since this wood is so dry. So we're just kind of removing little shavings. Not removing much. That's what we're going to keep doing. I just wanted to show you a new tool for a different technique than what I usually show. So we're going to keep playing around with this. I'm a glutton for punishment, but there is a lesson to be learned, and I'll mention this later on at the end, that if you have a beautiful piece of wood and it's green or fairly green, try to formulate a plan for it as quick as possible. If you're only using hand tools, it's going to be very difficult to work it once it's green with only hand tools. And again, these are the tools that I have, so it's a lesson for myself. Not to let this stuff sit around for too long before you start using it. So with that, I'm going to continue working on this, and when there's more done, I'll be right back and I'll show you a close-up, all right? Be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you. All right, so here is the hollowed out bowl, and it's wet because I wanted to make sure that my way of measuring how many ounces this bowl is correct. So basically I would just take some rice, pour it in, which I know is more of a dry measure, and then pour it in a measuring cup, a liquid measure, and it came out to be 4 ounces. So I put water in this, dumped it in, and came out with the same amount. So this is a 4-ounce bowl. That's about as deep as I'm going to take this. This stuff was really hard to work. So the next step, which is going to be at another time, another video, is I'm going to set up my bandsaw, and we're going to actually cut this thing out using the bandsaw. So we're going to kind of cheat, so no hand tools in that regard, because this stuff is way too hard. I'm not going to risk, and I feel that there's no point in injuring my elbow, damaging my tools, and then having to sharpen them more frequently, which is what I'm going to have to do to my Tuca cam. So I thought I'd show that. That's how thick this is. It's about, I don't know, 3 inches thick, the wood. And I probably have a good 1/2 of an inch left from the base of this bowl to the very, very bottom, I'm guessing. And that's good enough for me. And there'll be a little bit of cleanup here with my falset blade that I have, and that'll be some other time, not a big deal. So thank you for tuning in this long. I hope you guys did. I'm trying to get the lighting here just right. And that's what we have. So stay tuned for, I think part 3 will be coming up eventually. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.